Okay, welcome back to part 2 of the scene. This is about 30 minutes after I just sprayed this card. You can see this kind of bleaching effect that water spray had on that background. There's almost kind of a purplish tinge to it for one reason or another. Maybe that's where the black was. And that kind of separation of ink. I don't know, that's the word separation, but anyways, that's kind of the texture that I was going after, and what color it ends up being. I never really know, because just using these different colors, you know, and when you kind of spray them again like that, I never know what color that, you know, that foundation ink is going to look like. In this case, it's, like I said, it's almost, unless it's kind of an illusion, it looks kind of purplish to me. Just for a little change in pace, maybe creating a focal point. This is the eagle stamp I'm going to have back here. I'm going to stamp it in a green, just like I did with those curvy branches, because I want it to kind of recede, you know, into the background, you know, when all's said and done. And like I said in the previous video, I kind of forgot to spray the scene before I stamped out those curvy branches, but I don't know, that's just, I don't know. It's going to be part of the technique now, because I forgot anyway. I'm not really worried about that, though, anyways. Because I have other kinds of imagery to go. This is a Versamagic Cloud White, and I was just kind of dabbing my finger into it before I started this video, hoping that this pad isn't too dry. I haven't used it in a while, but yeah, it looks like I have enough on there. I'm going to do some of this reverse imagery on here, and I'll take a look and see what that's going to look like. I've done this, you know, this kind of technique before, but it's been a little while. Okay, this is why I've also went pretty dark in the background, because I plan to do, like I said, light on dark impressions. Okay, kind of gives a nice reversed out impression down there. See that? Is that fun? Anyways, I think it is. Okay, I'll go for another one over this way. How about one more? Kind of go over here, maybe. Changing the height, changing the angle. Okay. Alright, let me see. Hold this up a little bit so you can kind of see what's going on. Anyways, I like that look. Okay, now I'm going to go for some darker impressions in the foreground, okay? So we went with dark background and lighter impressions of the curvy branch. Even lighter, reversed out ones. Now this, I'm going to be stamping black images right over the top here, so I want a really stark black impression, okay? And that's where this Versafine ink's going to come into play. Okay, this is the Prickly Branches stamp. Let's just go right over the top here. Okay, hold this so you can kind of see these layers of imagery kind of going in there. And these are all kind of, you know, kind of spindly, thin imagery, so you know, the things in the background aren't getting just obliterated with, you know, foreground. You can still see what's going on in the background. Okay, let's go for a little bit of a lower one over here. About a lower one down here. This kind of creates this whole pyramidal kind of effect. Okay, see that kind of a rich surface down there. That. All right. Now, as I'm doing this, I want to do a little bit of refinement up in the corners of my cardigan. They're getting a little bit light, and you know, with the spray, and it's drying off a little bit. Let me see. Let me go back to that Prussian blue and black, I think. Okay. Some of those bleached areas. Yeah, let's see. I never know what it's going to look like, so we'll see. I guess the bleached area is kind of toning in. I can still kind of see it, so it's just it's not as bright of a bleached area over here anymore, you know. It's kind of a darker bleach, so I'm getting some variation out there. You know, like I said, it's not a bad thing. Kind of framing off the scene once again, but I get the benefit of that texture in the background. Okay, let's go with a little bit more. Okay.